Hi, this is Billy D. If you enjoy this podcast, please like and subscribe. Let's grow NAI basketball. Thank you. Cascade Hoops Talk, bringing the world NAI basketball one podcast at a time. Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Hey, today we have Patrick Crarey. He's the head men's basketball coach, St. Thomas Bobcats. Last season, they reached the round of 16. They had a great year. They went out this year, and they've recruited some athleticism. He wanted to also increase the team's toughness this season. You'll hear him talk about that. But boy, he's loaded up. You'll hear him talk about these athletes he's got. They're picked first in the Sun, and we'll also talk about his upcoming trip this week to Washington Adventist. If you're in the D.C. area, you got to get out for that. I mean, that's going to be crazy. That little gym there at Washington Adventist is going to be packed. But he's doing a great job with the Bobcats. I think they're going to be real tough this year. Why don't I just shut up and let's listen to Patrick Crarey, head men's basketball coach, St. Thomas Bobcats. Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Hey, I got Coach Patrick Crarey. He's the head men's basketball coach, St. Thomas Bobcats. Welcome, Coach. Thanks for being on the show.
Billy D, thanks for having me. Always a great time to talk to you.
So, Coach, you went down, you're going into your third season there at St. Thomas. In the first season, they hired you just before the season started, but they brought you in, and I'm paraphrasing, but to, build a successful, prominent program. So just talk to us about what is the state of St. Thomas Bobcat basketball?
Well, it's always been a successful program, to be honest with you, Billy. I mean, Patrick Gale did a great job here years ago. He's now at Division II Albany State. D.P. Harris came in. I had two teams that went to the conference final in the league. So, our program is, not that old. They revamped it back in 2007. So it's still a fairly, new college basketball program. I think that I was brought here really to try to get us to that next step, which is, being a prominent program on the national level, really trying to get to a national championship. That's really why I'm here.
Yeah, and I hope people didn't misunderstand. That's really what I meant, to get them to the next level, to really fulfill the total potential of what you can do there at St. Thomas.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're in a great spot. I mean, year one is tough wherever you go. A mix of the guys that we brought in plus the guys that were here that were already very talented. Year two, we took a tremendous leap. And then, year three, I really feel like, just being comfortable with the program, the school, the community. We have a really good recruiting class. And so I feel like this is a really big year for us to take a next step, and really excited about it.
You mentioned about how tough it is. There's so many dynamics, Coach, going on right now. Is schools are adding a lot of athletics. There's a lot that goes into that. The JCs aren't getting a lot of kids. A lot of kids aren't going to school. The population of high school kids is dropping. So athletics is becoming more and more prominent in small colleges. And the face of small college athletics really is basketball. The people on campus know them, people in the town know them. So there's so many universities now that are putting an emphasis on their basketball programs at the small college level. So the competition for talent has just got to be through the roof right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of good teams. I mean, you also look at the NAI level, just what's happening with the NCAA Division I level and Division II level with the transfer rules. After one transfer, you pretty much have to sit a year or go to a new association. So you've seen an influx of Division I players this year that are highly talented in the NAI, and so we're a benefit of that. We're going to go against some really tough ones this year as well. So, you got to love small college basketball, though. It's fun, great coaches, great different styles of play. Should be a really great year.
You had a lot of success over at Washington Adventist. I'm going to talk to you about that here in a few minutes, too. I know you're going back there this season. But, there was some doubt. You go down there, okay, can you really bring it up to this next level? I know you're not where you want to be, but last year you get 26 wins. You get to Kansas City. Talk about the level of anticipation and excitement within that St. Thomas Bobcat community.
Yeah, it was great. I think the first year was tough. And, with doubt, usually it comes from within first. And so, there's some second guessing going on, just some, between yourself and, your soul searching. But one thing I know about just this community as well, and just me and how we're trying to do things here at St. Thomas's University, like we're all about development. And so, during those tough times, really working on your development, seeing how you can be a better, coach and administrator for your organization and your players. And I really think that I've developed as a head basketball coach tremendously over the last 3 years, just learning things and how to deal with today's player. It's a brand new type of player. And then just, my experience with the Spurs this summer, just being in a situation where you're at the highest of the highest and you see how they do things. And so that's what we should mirroring to do. So I think we're in a really good state. Everybody's excited about the season. I mean, the city is very excited. The campus is super excited. So we're ready to get things going.
I want to talk about your team, but I got to bring up your point guard last year, Fred Mulba, tough-nosed guy. He just signed a contract to play in Portugal. And whenever I watch a college basketball player, there's some guys you watch him and you go, okay, he's really going to struggle in Europe because, as you know, it's a tough game. And but Fred Mulba is a guy that I watched him play, and I thought to myself, that guy will do just fine in Europe. What are your thoughts about him going to Portugal?
He'll be a better pro than he was a college player, and he was second in the country NCAA Division II in assists, and he was first in the country NAIA in assists. So he's an incredible player. He changes your team. He changes your program. He shifted the entire culture here. A lot of times people say, coaches are shifting the culture. No, it's the players you bring in. So, Fred, amazing guy. I mean, we talk often. I'm super proud of him and can't wait to see him flourish for his first stop in his professional career.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. And people who don't understand, it is tough to get a contract over in Europe. And again, that's tough basketball. You got to be strong and have a high intestinal fortitude to play over there. Coach, talk about how you build a team. Watching from the outside, it appears your approach is, find some skilled guys who are kind of done worrying about what level they play at. They want to win. Talk about how you build a team.
For me, a lot of times is what did I not have last year? So I think our first year, we were very big, didn't have a lot of shooting. So last year we went out and got a ton of shooting. I think last year we had a ton of shooting, but we weren't very athletic. So this year we tried to get really athletic. So I try to kind of match up with the times and then what we're looking to do from a scheme perspective. I will always take players over scheme. So if my scheme is this and player A is way better than what I want to do, I'm going to take player A and figure it out. That's what we're looking for in terms of basketball. But everybody talks about character. But I mean, it's really the deal. We had guys on campus this year came on visits, and we're just like, yeah, this isn't going to work because we know, just living in a major city like this is not the middle of nowhere. This is Miami. So, you have to stay focused. It's a great place to go to school. It's a great place to play basketball. But if your character's a little off, you're never going to make it here.
Just because too many distractions to pull you away.
Yeah, too many distractions. I mean, it's the most beautiful city in the United States, but you got to stay focused.
How do you get that read when you just, a guy's doing a visit? I don't want you to give away your secrets.
No, I can't, especially with, all the schools we have down here in Florida. It's really just a read, and there's specific questions that we ask, and we put them in tough situations. A lot of time with visits, everything is, surface level, and everybody wants to look the best they can look. We will, research guys and figure out what they might struggle with, and then talk to them about those struggles on their visit and see if they're deflected, their struggles, or if they're taking responsibility for them. That's usually a really easy indicator. Well, hey, Johnny, you shot 12% from three last year. Like, what do we have to do with your shot? Johnny says, I just didn't get enough shot attempts. Okay. You probably are not self-aware of the reason why you didn't make shots, and that might, turn into a whole bunch of other things. So,
yeah, exactly.
There's different ways to do it, but we definitely try to figure out, exactly who they are as best as we can in a short amount of time.
Coach, let's take a couple minutes and talk about this team you've got this season. You've got a pretty good core coming back. I was going through your roster. Matthews, who had a monster year for you, he's back. Milton Matthews, as well as Joshua Thrower and Jordan Hernandez. That appears to be the core you're going to build around.
Also, Daniel Ogoro, he only played, for us 4 games last year, and he tore his ACL.
Oh, is that what happened?
He was a starter.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a major piece for us last year, and we really think that, with him last year, we'd have been even that much better. He was like a Swiss Army knife, 6'5", can shoot the ball, make plays, defend, rebound, highly intelligent player. So getting Daniel back will be really big for us. He had a great summer. and it's good to see him ready to go. But yeah, I mean, we love Josh Thrower. You know, he had a great freshman year, had some big games, 30-plus points. And then you look at Milton Matthews. I mean, I probably coach him harder than anybody else on the team. And I had to tell him yesterday at practice, you know, you are an All-American. So I didn't forget that. So I'm going to make sure I ease up on you a little bit. But he's gotten a lot better, gotten a lot stronger. So I'm looking forward to him taking a big leap this year.
Yeah, if I remember right, Josh Thrower played, I think, 17 minutes a game for you as a freshman last year. He got some amazing experience.
Yeah, and he started, I mean, I want to say he started around 11, 12 games. So, you know, he's got experience. He learned a lot from last year. And so we look forward to him kind of taking a step up as a sophomore.
Now, you've got a recruiting class that's going to pop some eyes out. And I want you to talk about Anthony Harris, a guy he transferred from UNC, Chapel Hill, 6'4" guard. He looks like a very good athlete.
He's the goods. I mean, he's a great kid. I mean, yes, sir, no, sir, ask questions, amazingly coachable. He's a high major basketball player. I mean, he's a top 100 player coming out of high school, went to Paul VI High School, one of the best, if not the best, in the D.C. area. So extremely coachable. I mean, he's been coached by Roy Williams. I mean, he understands the game, great athlete, great defender, a ton of upside. We're blessed to get him, and looking forward to him having a monster year.
A couple other guys that caught my eye are Sarius. He goes by King Warren, really athletic guy, 6'8", and then another big guy, Joshua Taylor, 6'9", who had a really good career last year at East Tennessee. These are guys who have some serious experience. Talk about those two big guys.
King is an NBA athlete. I mean, I worked with the summer league this summer, and I saw, guys that were, high major. He's not a high major athlete. He's not a, Division I athlete. He's a NBA athlete. I've never coached anybody with his type of athleticism. His fast twitch is crazy. He does stuff every day that we laugh about in practice. He's very smart, great hands, really good passer, really good ball handler. I think that he's probably the guy on our team that people just don't know a lot about. When I saw his film in January, I said he's our number one recruit. We have to get him. So that's how much I love King. Taylor is a big-time athlete, 1 through 5 defender, can score one-on-one, extremely smart, might be the smartest guy on the team. So he's going to bring a great deal of experience towards us as well. Also a top 150 kid at a Norcross High School in Atlanta, Georgia. So those are two big-time guys. And, I talked about athleticism a little bit. And we think with those three, we've kind of taken a big step with our athletic ability.
Was King Warren, is he the guy who made that dunk that went all over Twitter the other day?
Which one was that? When he jumped over the guy's head and went between his legs? Yeah, he's crazy.
He's pretty athletic.
He does stuff like that every day. He does it. I mean, dunk contests, he missed absolutely no dunks. He's crazy. I mean, I can't even explain it. You kind of got to see him in person.
You have other guys. I encourage people, just go to St. Thomas Bobcat, go to Coach's their website. He does a good job of detailing out the recruits. It's really great you do that, Coach. It really helps out knowing who you have coming in. If you're anywhere in the Miami area, it'll certainly build your excitement to go watch these Bobcats play. And if you're not going to watch the Bobcats, you need to, because it's very, very good basketball. Yeah, I want to ask you about your schedule. I'm going to skip the George Mason game for a second, because you're going up to Tacoma Park and you're going to play Washington Adventist. Is there anything special about that game, or are you just taking it like another game?
Let's be Billy D. I mean, you're going back home. I was there for 11 years. I mean, it's going to be a weird experience, to say the least.
Yeah.
Something I'm really looking forward to, because, the last year I was there was COVID. We actually didn't even play.
Right.
So, I didn't even really have a last year. And so I didn't even get to, coach the last season I was there, and then I left that summer. So, just going back home, kind of seeing, friends and family, former players. They're going to acknowledge our 2013-14 USCAA championship team, which is, probably the first team I was really super, super connected to. Because I was, so a bunch of freshmen on that team, guys that I was really, really connected to. And so, I mean, it's going to be weird. Coach Jerry is over there. He's my assistant coach. Coach Small, my assistant coach. They've done a great job there, back-to-back 21 seasons, a national tournament appearance. So they're going to be very good. It's a tough place to play. I don't think anybody understands how tough it is. I know, because I was there for so long. So it's going to be a little weird, but it's exciting at the same time.
Well, what makes that gym tough to play in?
Very small. We're looking at 300 capacity of 300 people, so they're kind of right on top of you. The court is not that long, and compared to like the wall, it's just very tough. It's very tough, and it gets loud in there. Not a lot of people in there can make it really loud in there, and I'm sure it's going to be a standing room only type of situation over there during that game. So
it's all wood, isn't
it?
It?
Fun.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, all wood. Yeah.
There's up in Seattle, Northwest University, their gym is all wood. It's small, just like what you said, and it gets so loud. And then they sit up on the stage there at Washington Adventist, don't they? Is that if I remember right? Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be on the stage. They're all over the place. So it's going to be exciting and at the same time a little weird, but I definitely am looking forward to it.
Do I remember right? Didn't you play high school ball in Tacoma Park as well?
Yeah, I played at Tacoma Academy, which is about a mile away. So
this is a real homecoming for you, isn't it?
Real. Yeah, as real as it gets.
So you're going there on October 26th, but before then, you got I guess is this an exhibition? Yeah, it's an exhibition game with George Mason.
Yeah, it's an exhibition. So their head coach and I, we played together in high school at Tacoma Academy. So he's one of my best friends.
I was wondering how you got the game.
He's it's his first year. He was on the Final Four team, so we're going to go up there and play them at an exhibition and then play Washington Adventist on the 26th.
Does he know you have a background of beating some D1 teams? You have a history of that.
Tony's been a great supporter for me for a long time, so we're just trying to go up there and compete, man, and do the best that we can for sure.
Oh, well, it'll be fun. Fans really need to check that out. That'll be a fun weekend for basketball fans as well as for you personally, Coach. You talked about this a little bit when you were talking about, your recruiting class and how you recruit. But last season, again, 26 wins. You get to Kansas City. That's not where you want to end the season, the Sweet 16 or the round of 6, whatever they call it. When you look at it, you step back. What do you need to do to get to the next level?
This team got to be a little tougher. I think we got to be more physical, tougher. Out in Kansas City, I heard the rumors about the shooting woes and how difficult it is to shoot there. And then, I thought we were the best shooting team in the nation last year, and we struggled. I think the depth perception hurt us. The little bit of nerves, but I think we have to be tougher, more physical. The games that I stayed and watched there, it just felt like the more physical, disciplined, tougher teams are going to advance. It gives you a larger margin of error. So that's pretty much it for us. I think, we have everything in terms of camaraderie, teamwork, culture, scheme. I just think that little bit of edge of toughness will really push us over the top.
Probably got lost in the playoffs, but you crossed, by my count, 200 wins during the playoffs last season. If my count's correct, you're at 202. You're only 40 years old. Yeah, I was trolling you on Twitter and saw that. What an amazing career. I mean, when you were playing high school basketball in Tacoma Park, did you ever think you'd be 40 years old with over 200 college wins?
No chance. I mean, a lot of this is hard work and a lot of this is luck. I mean, that's kind of how it goes with the business that we're in. Given an opportunity, at Washington Adventist and just making the most out of what was given to me and trying to do the same thing at this next stop at St. Thomas. But just very blessed to have a bunch of great players, great assistant coaches that have really guided the way this whole time, and I've just kind of been here and been a part of a piece of the puzzle. But the 200 wins sounds kind of crazy, it does. But I think 40 years old sounds even crazier. I can't believe I'm 40 years old.
Well, I could be a typical old guy and tell you're just a kid, but no, 40 it's all downhill from here, Coach.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm just trying to encourage you. Before I let you go, talk about the St. Thomas and I know you get a ton of support there. You have a great administration. Just talk about them, the fans, the alumni.
Yeah, so it starts with David Armstrong. I mean, he is the realest. I mean, he's at every game. He comes talks to our guys. I mean, he dresses up at the beginning of the year like the football players in the first football meeting. I mean, he's all in, all hands in. He might yell at the refs more than I do. So, I mean, he is a big time supporter, and everything kind of flows through him. I mean, he really got me here. And so the relationship with him is huge. And, our athletic director, Bill Reichel, whatever we need to get done, he's willing to help us, to get things done. And you know how it is in small college athletics. Sometimes there's a lot of red tape. And our administration does the best that they can do within their power to help us kind of navigate that and do the things we to be a highly successful program. So, you always say teams and coaches don't win championships. It's administrations that really back you and help you at different times. They've been very supportive since I've been here, and, the whole campus community has. And so, us kind of going into year 3, but we kind of, know each other, and we're kind of been able to feel each other out for a couple of years. I think this is where we kind of look to take that next step together.
Well, wish you a lot of luck as the season starts. You're going to start that season with a little bit of a target on your back. Every team that makes Kansas City does. But I think you'll be up to it, and looking at your team, I think it's going to be an exciting year for you.
Thanks, Billy D. We always appreciate your support and what you do for NAI basketball. Look forward to seeing you this year on the road somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. That's Coach Patrick Crarey. He's the head men's basketball coach at St. Thomas Bobcats. Thank you, Coach. Hey, thank you very much to Coach Patrick Crarey there at St. Thomas. Thank you also to St. Thomas University. I hope you've enjoyed our preseason reviews with coaches. We'll be wrapping those up this week, and we'll be shifting over to in-season mode. Man, get your season tickets if you don't have them yet. Look at your calendar. Plan your games out. NAI basketball is unbelievable. It's the best value in town. Get out there and support these athletes and these coaches, and tell your coaches and athletic directors thank you. These people will not hardly see their family for the entire basketball season. Thank them, because they make a big sacrifice both for your community and your school. We'll see you in a couple of days. Thank you very much for supporting our podcast. Please like and subscribe. Get out to your local NAI school, because NAI basketball is the best entertainment value in America.